let's start with the 3 secrets that you did not know you needed for your bounce up. The first secret that took me way too long to realize is your hand placement. If you've ever been to a twerk class, lots of teachers will tell you that you can either place your hands to the outside or to the inside of your knees. Let me show you. So you can either do outside or inside. And this is absolutely true. You can do both. But let me show you from the side what happens if you do one or the other. So if you do to the outside, this is what naturally happens. If you do to the inside, this is what naturally happened. I did not change anything other than my hand placement, and as you could see, my shoulders naturally fall to the front if I have my hands to the inside. So when people start out with twerk, I always tell them, just place your hands to the outside because you're not used to keeping your chest up just yet, or you might not have the flexibility just yet. But to have that little bit extra openness in your upper body, it is the easiest thing to do to just place your hands to the outside. You don't have to change anything else, just your hands to the outside to make sure that you're not doing this, but you're gently pushing your shoulders back. So that was secret number 1. Let's move on to secret number 2. Number 2 is kind of related to number 1 because it is also about your upper body. And I know everyone's like, but twerk is my lower body. I know it is, but the styling comes in your upper body, because when people will be watching you, they will also be watching your posture, your face, just your overall appearance. And if you're standing like this, it doesn't matter how nicely your booty moves or jiggles, everyone's gonna be like, but their upper body is like a troll. So what we want is to push the titties out into the distance. So make sure that you focus on lifting your chest up. Let me show you like this as well. Lifting your chest up. And what naturally happens, this is a freebie that you get with this secret. If I'm here, I have my hands to the outside like we talked about before, but then if I bring my chest up and my shoulders back, you see what happens with my lower back as well. It will rotate, or it will become more hollow if you have the range of motion, but that's how you start training to get more range of motion, to stretch and stretch, really push yourself each time you go into this position. So when you're here, don't be lazy, don't just hang on your legs, but try to push your upper body up so that you have a nice tabletop lower back and booty, and your chest is nicely pointed out, your shoulders are rolled back. And now for the last secret, secret number 3, we are gonna focus on our feet. If you do not have a lot of range of motion in your hips just yet, which means that you won't be able to do this as much, it will just be a tinier pop because your lower back will not allow it yet, or your hips will not allow it yet, your groin will not allow it yet, or your hamstrings or your quads. Anything around this area might be stiff and might not want to do this move. Trust me, I was there. When I started twerk, I was not able to do this, not a chance. So while you're training and trying to stretch out or make your range of motion bigger, I have a little tip for you while you are twerking. Make sure that your feet are a little further than hip distance apart, so don't keep them here. That will decrease your range of motion by so much. Have them a little bit further than hip distance apart, but not too far apart that it is uncomfortable to go down, because here you also don't have that much range of motion. So a little bit further than hip distance apart, and then instead of having your toes pointed to the front, turn them out just a little bit. Not too far, we're not in a ballet class, just a tiny little bit, let's say to the diagonal 45-degree angle, and then you come down. Let's try both ways. So My feet are pointed to the front now, and we go ta, ta, ta. Then when we point it out, we turn our feet out a little bit. Let's try it again. Ta, ta, ta. For most of you, it will feel like your hips opened up a little bit just because you turned your feet out. Let me know in the comments if that was the case, if these 3 secrets helped, and I hope to see you back for another tutorial next week. Make sure to subscribe.